Okay, a beautiful Wednesday afternoon from the studios of Honor 103.5 yesterday. Chelsea back to winning ways. And of course, early hours of this morning, they won their game by 3-0. We'll talk about that on the show this afternoon. We also take a dive into the world of athletics and also talk about Toby Amunson. I think she's trending for a good reason this afternoon. And definitely I'll bring you up to speed from that particular edition. We take stories from the Nigerian football, take stories from the world of transfer. And of course, the world of transfer is getting more interesting. Interesting stories are flying. I will look into that on the show. Don't forget that early hours of today, we have two games that went down at the FIFA Club World Cup. A victory for Chelsea. It was a 1-1 draw between Flamingo and, of course, the Los Angeles FC rather. This is how many more so that will come your way. My name is Ayomikun Adeniyi. You can simply call me Purity. Guess what? I'm not alone in the studio this afternoon. I got Samuel Aki today with me this Wednesday afternoon, and together I will take you through the ever interesting, ever sensating, ever controversial, of course, the ever heartbreaking world of sport. My guy, how are you this afternoon?
Of course, good afternoon to you, Ayomikun. Good afternoon to our esteemed listener, football lovers, sport lovers all around the world listening to the sound of my voice right now. It's always a pleasure to be in the studio to talk sports. And of course, we are back like we never left because today is another special edition, is another interesting time to talk sport, to take you through the exciting world of sport. Of course, a lot has happened and in the ongoing FIFA Club World Cup actions continues. We saw Chelsea qualifying for the round of 16. What a fantastic victory against the Tunisian side. Talking about Esperance, 3-0. Also, of course, Bayern Munich also lost to Benfica, and Chelsea have narrowly escaped Bayern Munich in the round of 16. Of course, it has been it has been the conversation on social media, saying maybe the loss against Flamengo has actually given that Chelsea opportunity not to play against the likes of Bayern Munich. I mean,
and if possible, they want Bayern Munich to be playing against PSG.
They are not even playing Bayern Munich. They're playing PSG. So it's funny how they've gone from the possibility of meeting Bayern Munich in the round of 16 and PSG in the quarterfinal to the possibility of now facing Benfica in the round of 16 and Palmeiras or Botafogo in the quarterfinal of the competition. And that's the beauty of the game. It's unpredictable. Any game can change the fortune. It can change the dynamics of the competition. And for Chelsea now, it was a very, very important victory for them. A very good victory, I would say. Getting 3 goals against the Tunisian side and keeping a clean sheet, even with the fact that the manager rotated the squad. Some players were on the bench, like Moises Caicedo, Kopama also was on the bench. I mean, it was good for them. I would just say that the FIFA Club World Cup, the revamped version, is getting interesting now.
All right.
We are getting to the business end, the later stage of the competition,
where boys are separated from the men.
I mean, this is where every game now it's knockout. When you lose, you're out of the competition, and of course some clubs are still yet to qualify for the next round. And I think when the old round of 16 is set, when the teams that will participate in the round of 16 are complete, I mean, it's going to be very, very interesting. But it has been a very, very interesting tournament so far, even with the adverse weather right there in the United States of America. I was watching the game between Auckland City and Boca Juniors. At some point it was suspended due to adverse weather condition right there. So many games. Even I remember the game between Mamelodi Sundowns and their first game when they played against I want to remember the name of this team from South Korea. The game was actually suspended. So
the game they won by
Ilongo. It was suspended, but later they continue. Also in the world of athletics,
okay, let's start from Tobiloba.
I think we should start from
this afternoon. The one we call Toby Express. Of course, yesterday in Czech Republic, she did the magic right there, and of course she won that particular race. Building up to that race, we saw what she did at the Paris Diamond League, and just yesterday at the Golden Spike Meet, she did the miracle, and of course she won the race by 12.45 seconds. I mean,
easy win for Toby Express, and I like the fact that she's back to winning ways now after finishing second in the Paris Diamond League over the weekend with the season best of 12.24 seconds. Now, this is not our season best, 12.45 seconds. But she used it to, win the the 100 meters women hurdles right there in Czech Republic, the Ostrava Golden Spike mates. It was an easy win because if you look at the gap, she was way ahead of her closer challengers in the race, the likes of Victoria Foster, who we finished second with 12.74 seconds. You can see the gap. That's like 30. That's a lot. I mean, that's it. It was a massive gap. And then you have Sarah Lavin from Ireland, finishing third with 12.76 seconds. And they ran their both athletes, second and third athlete, they ran their season best. This was their season's best this season. And it also underscores the fact that Toby is gradually getting into full rhythm ahead of major world championships that will be coming later this year. And I like the fact that she's improving, regardless of the fact that this is not our season best. Of course, like I said, what she did at the Paris Diamond League, 12.24 seconds, was our season best this season, 2025. It's even our second fastest time since 2022 that she'd actually, around 12.12 seconds, which of course is the world record. But she's doing very well. I like her composure. I like the fact that she's getting, she's very, very, good to go now. The consistency level is there. She's building up the momentum.
From the Paris Diamond League to this one, I think, is a massive one for Toby.
Yeah, very, very
just
good
like
for
you
her.
mentioned, she's getting set for the big stage, and we always know Toby for the big moment, the big stages.
The world athletics is on the horizon. It's just around the corner now. The world championship is around the corner, and like I said, this current form, our consistency underscores our readiness and our growing form as the athletics calendar approaches its critical phase, because definitely we are getting into the business end of the athletics calendar here, and we are moving towards the world championship, athletics championship, which of course is going to be a major championship this year. It has been a very, very impressive season for her in the Diamond League, from China to Rabat, when she recorded her first win in the Diamond League with I think it was also the same time, 12.45 seconds. The time she ran yesterday was what she ran the Diamond League in Rabat, her third outing of the year, that got her first win of the Diamond League this season, before finishing second at the Paris Diamond League. So if you look at our projection and our consistent improvement, I think it's good, and she's in good form now. We can just expect anything but the best from Tobiloba Musa.
All right, away from athletics this time around. Let's go straight to football and start from the FIFA Club World Cup going down in America. And just yesterday, it was a good one. Sorry, early hours of this morning, Chelsea are back to winning ways. They won their game early hours of today. They won the game by 3-0, and good one for their new signing. Talking about Delap getting his first goal for the Blues, and of course they finished second right there in Group D rather, with 6 points, alongside Flamingo with 7 points, and of course we have experience of Tunisia with 3 points, and of course the LAFC with just 1 point. Earlier, before the Chelsea game, we saw the likes of Bayern Munich against Benfica, which Benfica won the game by a lone goal, and of course for FC Porto, yes, they played a 4-4 draw in their game. But before we go to that, let's talk about Boca Junior against Oakland City, which ended in a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, of course, good one for Auckland City. We know that they've been trashed enough in this competition. Their first game, they lost to Bayern Munich 10 goals to nothing.
Their second game, they lost 6 goals to nothing.
6 goals to nil. They considered 16 goals in their opening 2 games of the tournament. That was very, very ridiculous. It was very, very poor for them. But I mean, it's understandable because of the the quality in that side, the quality of the team as a whole. We know that they are not. Some we call them semi footballer. They are not really professional footballer. Their players are not really professional. Some are also they have other things that they are doing. As a matter of fact, the player that scored for them yesterday was even a class teacher. Yeah, you can imagine that.
Took permission
to participate in the tournament. That was a very good. It's a big place for him. I'm trying to Christian Grey. He's actually a defender, and he scored for them yesterday. They are only goal in this tournament, and he's a school teacher.
They consider 17 goals.
17 goals, but they scored 1. That means they had minus 16 goal 16. Difference. They are out of the tournament, but I like the fact that they bowed out of the tournament with pride. I mean, getting a draw, they are going home with some cool cash because they will earn money from that result. Picking a point against Boca Junior. Boca Junior also a very good side, very stubborn. South American side playing
from Argentina.
So getting a point away from that game against a side that has the likes of Edison Cavani up front. I watched their game. They conceded in the first half, but in the second half, I was even expecting Boca Juniors to score as many goals as possible, but they kept. They were very resolute at the back, and they also got an equalizer in that game. So for me, I think it's really a lot of people will say that they've been the poorest side in this tournament. Where understandably, like I said, some of their players are not professional players.
Okay.
So for them to even get a draw in 3 games, they lost 2, they got 1 point, they score a goal. I mean, it's good for them.
Okay, Samuel.
It's a tournament to remember.
Let's talk about the activities of the African club in this tournament. We have Al Ahly in Group A, which they are cracked out with just 2 points. I mean, they had 2 points. They were in Group A, and of course, we have other African team in this tournament. We have Esperance of Tunis with 3 points in Group D. Also, they are out of this tournament. Later today, we have Sundowns. They will be in action, and of course, we know that Wydad of Casablanca of Morocco. Also, they are out of this tournament. The only chances we have now is just Sundowns. Probably they can get a ticket to the next stages.
Even the only chance that we have from African clubs that are representing or that are participating at the ongoing FIFA Club World Cup is hanging on a thread. Is a very slim chance for Mamelodi Sundowns, because they are playing against against a very solid Brazilian side, Fluminense, which of course they will also definitely be needing that game. It's a must win for both sides. For Fluminense, they are topping the group
with just 4 points.
With just 4 points, and you know that Borussia Dortmund also 4 points. They are level on points with Borussia Dortmund, and so they will prosecuting this game with the mindset of getting a win or at least a draw. A draw be enough for Fluminense to qualify. However, the same cannot be said for Mamelodi Sundowns, because if they fail to win this game, that means they are out of the competition, because Borussia Dortmund
is a must win for Sundowns,
and
for them to qualify for the next stages. They are 3 points as we speak now.
Why for Fluminense? It's just for them to avoid defeat. This game, they only want to avoid defeat to qualify. Why for Mamelodi Sundowns? It's a must win for them to qualify. So you can see the complexity and the difficulty for Mamelodi Sundowns, where anything can happen. I believe they can do it because of course in their second game against Borussia Dortmund, we saw how they fought. They fought very hard. They nearly got a point in that game. 4-3 it ended, and for them to even score 3 goals against Borussia Dortmund, who says they cannot score goals or more against Fluminense? But I just know that it's going to be very difficult for them, because Fluminense does not even need to get a win. A draw will be enough for them to qualify to the next stage. But be as it may, I would just say that Mamelodi Sundowns have done well. In terms of they got a win in their first game. In their second game against Borussia Dortmund, they gave it their all. It was a very close game against Borussia Dortmund, 4-3. I mean, it was a very, very difficult outing for Borussia Dortmund against Mamelodi Sundowns.
Okay, let's talk about Chelsea because we saw their game this morning, and they won their game by 3-0 after losing their second game against Flamengo. They lost the game also by 3-1, getting back to winning ways yesterday. And of course, I think the headline this morning, I think the headline for to that game was seeing Delap getting his first goal for Chelsea.
Honestly, I'm happy for the guy. He's a very young, prolific striker. We know what he can bring to the table, and a lot has been said about him picking number 9 jersey, the whole story behind bad luck and all of that, and he says he doesn't believe in bad luck, he doesn't believe in numbers or jersey. He can try, he can play with any numbers, he's ready to hit the ground running. We saw what he did in his debut against LAFC, that's Los Angeles FC. One assist, very quality assist off the bench. I mean, it was a very, very solid cameo off the bench that he did in his debut. And his second game, quite unfortunate is that he was taken off for Jackson, and Jackson was sent off just moments after coming off the pitch against Flamingo. And yesterday he got another start, which was this morning, which was a second start, and he got a goal. A very fine finish, a very proper number 9 finish, because if you look at the build up,
that's a striker instinct.
If you look at the build up to that goal, the pass from Enzo Fernandez was quality pass, and the way he controlled the ball, the way he brought the ball down, and then the finish was also very calm finish. Although you would blame the keeper, for some sort of poor goalkeeping there, but I mean, you still have to commend the striker. Delapi was very very clinical in front of goal yesterday with that goal. I mean, that was a very well finished, well taken goal. For me, I think it's good for him. It should definitely affect his confidence, help his confidence, boost his confidence. Getting early goal, he has gotten a goal and assist in this competition so far. Season has not started properly. This is good for him to gel with the players, to also build his level of confidence that is ready to be part of this team, is ready to take that responsibility. Even when Jackson is not playing, he can be the number 9 guy for Chelsea. This is good for him, because at the beginning, player tends to struggle when they go to the club. But when you hit the ground running at the very, very early stage, it will help you going forward to get that confidence, to build that momentum, and then you just have it easy, mix with the players, and they begin to gel together. So this is good for Liam Delap. This is also good for Chelsea, because imagine if they had not signed a striker, and then you have Jackson, who was sent off. We missed 2 games, and then they would have
Jackson.
So for me, I think it is good for both parties. For
well,
Chelsea,
I don't want to talk about Jackson this afternoon, because
there's no way you will not talk about it.
Okay, let's leave Jackson now, and Samuel, walk us through what is going on in the world of transfer. Come on, we have a lot of trending stories from the Emirates Stadium. It's looking like Kepa is going to the other side of London.
Of course, I don't know what Arsenal, they keep doing this business with Chelsea. I don't know, maybe they like doing business with Chelsea. We know when they got Jorginho, they got Kai Havertz,
they got Sterling.
Now they are getting Kepa. And it's here we go. Of course, it's done and dusted. Kepa to Arsenal, here we go. Did done for the Spanish goalkeeper to join Arsenal as new backup. Emphasis on new backup. Backup to David Raya. So of course, he also agreed to be backup for David Raya. Arsenal, they've activated that 5 million
release clause,
£5 million release clause from Chelsea, and all documents are now sealed. One more addition for Arsenal after they completed the signing of the Spanish midfielder Martin Zubimendi. But the question now is this their priority? Well, this is the misplaced priority for me.
Well, I mean, we spoke about Arsenal priority last season, which we believe that they needed a striker. I mean, a recognized, established striker up front there, someone that could command 20 goals in a season. And I was waiting for them to start doing that search, getting an aggressive striker, maybe Gyökeres, maybe Sesko. But then they are dragging the issue concerning Benjamin Sesko and of course Victor Gyökeres. Let's see what will happen.
Well, they are getting Kepa, and after completing Kepa's deal, they are also very, very active in the market, and they have submitted a proposal worth 11 million euros package for Christian Nørgaard. That's a midfielder from Brentford, and negotiation is ongoing now with Brentford, and of course they want to actually finalize the deal as soon as possible because Nørgaard has given them the priority that he's ready to join them. So now they've gotten a midfielder, Martin Zubimendi, keeper, Kepa, and they are getting another midfielder. Premier League proven this time around. Maybe from that midfield they will just move honestly
ahead.
I expect them
or maybe they are still counting on Kai Havertz to do the good poacher for next season.
Maybe. Mikel Arteta wants to be playing with a first nine. He prefers first nine. He prefers someone that is not really a natural number 9 playing in that role. Maybe because of the style of play.
Let's talk about Paul Pogba this afternoon. Here we go. Also to Monaco.
Yeah, good one for Paul Pogba, back in action after many months of suspension. Yesterday it was confirmed that Paul Pogba AS Monaco in French Ligue 1 is here we go. Verbal agreement in place. Contract until June 2027. That's 2 years deal. Final details have been sorted. Contract to be checked by lawyers in next hours. And Paul Pogba will fly to Monaco to complete his medical test. Good one for Paul Pogba. I mean, if you are a good fan of football, if you are a fan of good football, you know that he's one of the best midfielders of his generation.
So I've missed Pogba commanding actions in the middle of the park. I remember 2018 World Cup for France.
His long range passes. Is one of the best, midfielders of this generation. That when
very skillful, very strong, mentally sound.
Honestly, even with the national team, they missed him. I remember his partnership with N'Golo Kante.
That was 2018.
Yeah, they played so many games without losing together as a midfield partner on the pitch. But now he's back after that long ban due to the doping issue, infringement, and all of that. Now he's back, and we cannot just wait to have him back in action for it. And I think it is good for him going back to France. It's not a new environment to him. Of course, he's a French guy and playing with AS Monaco. He will also be playing in the UEFA Champions League because AS Monaco will play in UEFA Champions League next season. So it's a good move for him.
Okay. Luka Modric also will sign as a new AC Milan player after the FIFA Club World Cup. Verbal agreement agreed as we speak now. So here we go. Also,
I don't know. For me, I have reservation about this deal. I expect the big man, the old man, to be off to Saudi to go and get some cash. I mean, go and secure the bag. I mean, what are you still?
I didn't know bags in AC Milan. Now, what are you saying?
You cannot compare the bag in AC Milan to Saudi bag. Saudi bag is more heavy.
It's very huge.
It's very big, very heavy to any European bag. So for me, I expect Luka Modric to be moving or heading to that direction, especially at this. I think it's 39 or so. If not even, I think it's 39 now, and I expect him. Well, he knows what he wants. Maybe he just wants to be. He wants to.
There are several things surrounding that movement to Saudi Arabia. Probably the belief, the faith, and all that. All these things will also play in all these deals. But then,
moving to AC Milan is not bad for Luka Modric. He's someone that has played in the Premier League. He has conquered Spain. He has won Ballon d'Or, won everything. That's why I'm saying that there's nothing to prove for him. Just go to retirement. Just go and get some money.
Okay, Victor. I said Victor. Moses Simon also.
Yeah, Moses Simon to Paris FC, the newly promoted side to the French Ligue 1. Has joined that team from Nantes, and it's good. It's a good move for him because, of course, he's still going to be playing in the French Ligue 1. Also, Ansu Fati to AS Monaco. Here we go, deal in place from Barcelona to AS Monaco. He's going on loan with buy option and plan for medical this week confirmed. But before he left Barcelona, he had already signed a new deal. So hoping to be back to Barcelona later. But a buy option was placed in this date that if Monaco decides to buy him, they can trigger but it's an option, it's not an obligation.
Okay, everybody is buying players now, but United, I don't know.
Okay, you want to know? Now let me confirm to you that Manchester United are close to finishing a deal for Brian
close
in Belmo. The deal is worth more than 60 million pounds. The initial fee has been agreed, according to rumors. Still rumor though, with the clubs discussing add-ons that may take the overall deal close to 65 million pounds. Well, it's still the rumor, but they have confirmed the sign of.
But I know you're gonna get that guy.
Of course, it's going to be a quality addition to United. I mean, both players combining the number of goals that they scored last season, they scored over 30 something goals, Premier League goals, more than what United has.
They are Premier League proven players. I mean, we saw them right there at Bemo at Brentford. You know what you can do. Very
that's the exciting part of this day. That United are now changing their transfer strategy. Looking inward, looking in the Premier League direction, buying Premier League proven players. This is what we know United for. Under Sir Alex Ferguson, when Ferguson was reigning, he was bringing in the best in the league. Bringing in Babatov from Tottenham Hotspur, Fletcher, Carrick. These are Premier League proven then. Players, so I mean, it's helped him, and now they are moving in that direction. Kunha, Belmo, let's see what he can do later.
Samuel, we need to say BYE on the show.
Of course, we'll be back later tomorrow, but we are going to University of Ibadan now.
Okay.
Of course, you be expecting us. We are coming. We want to witness the South Southern universities, that's Southwest Universities handball competition.
Okay, let's just catch up.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting.
And definitely tomorrow we'll talk more
we'll talk more
about that. I mean,
because
interesting.
it's starting today, so we are going there to just be part of the competition.
Okay, until we come away again later tomorrow for the Thursday edition of Sports Day on Honor 103.5 FM. My name is Ayomikun Adeniyi. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay out of trouble. I'm out of the studio.